Hello everyone, welcome back to A Cup of Conversation or a Daily Drive with me, Nidra Simmons. It's another beautiful day, another nice day to get in your car to take a stroll or to go ahead and take a walk on the outside. I don't live close to anything, so I'm driving. I want to come on and give gratitude to God, give gratitude to Jesus, the Holy Spirit, our archangels in the highest Christed light, our guardian angels, our ancestors, our guardian ancestors, our whole entire spirit team that is provided for us. I want to come on and give gratitude because I am so grateful for everything that they have played a part in my life. I also want to give glory to God again because He is so awesome and so wonderful. And I want to send out bereavement to anyone who has lost anyone in the past couple of days, weeks. I can't explain what everybody else goes through, but I know what it is like to lose someone that's very close to you. So I just want to come on and just give gratitude to God again and bereavement to the family. I pray that God extends His arm out to each and every one of the family members to give them comfort in their time of need. You know, it's easier said than, when people used to ask me, how do I feel? I'm fine until you ask me how I feel, then I start crying. But if you don't ask me, I'm good. But I do pray, and I have prayed during my time of need too, for God to come in and just give me that hug, that support, that comfort that I need to pass, that gives me peace that passes all understanding, because people don't know what you're going through. So I just want to extend that out to all of the family who are bereaving members of their family at this time. I also want to just come on and just have a cup of conversation, just to talk and to elaborate on my last post that I made. I had made a post a few days ago. I was in my kitchen preparing for food, and I did a lot of chopping, and it seemed like my message was coming across choppy too. But I just wanted to, speak upon change. We go through changes daily, and in this day and age, the book of Revelations is upon us. And I was talking about how the more I learn, the more I see that some of the stuff that I was taught was not fully the truth. And I don't want to get mad at anybody for me being taught the wrong thing, because life is what you make it. Life is an experience. You go through life and you only being taught what somebody else knows. Like if you're a parent, you can only teach your child as much as you know as they grow up, and then it's important for them to go and get education so they can learn more. It takes a village to raise a child. That's a very true statement. Some of us don't have that village. So when you get an opportunity to learn more, then it's pushed upon, it's pushed upon you to learn more, because we don't know everything. And I don't want to confuse nobody, because as things are being revealed, or as things are coming to the surface of what the truth is, whatever it is that we've learned so far brought us to this point. If you're still surviving, if you're still providing for your family, those are things that you need to know anyway. But I'm not taking away from what was the depth of what it is that kept us going. And I can only speak for myself. It was God that kept me going during my time of need and during my life, period. That is who I believed in, and that is who I still believe in. Again, God is Mother, Father, the universe, whatever you call them. I'm talking about God. And God is still man and woman to me, because we're made in God's image. But I don't want people to think that I'm being hypocritical And I don't care if you think I am or not, but I don't want to come across teaching anything to anybody and then it's not true once I find out that it's not true. But like I said, I still believe God exists. I still believe that He is the ultimate provider because God has always been there for me. So there's no doubt in my mind that there's not a God. My last post was just asking people to go ahead and get to know yourself, know your history, know where you're coming from. Because there was a lot of history that was erased or removed from the past. A lot of things were burnt up, buried, removed because other people didn't want things to be revealed. I always say whatever happens in the dark comes out in the light. So at some point, you're going to have to deal with whatever it is that you had dealt with in the past. Every action has a consequence. I tell that to my children. I tell that to the children that I work with. I tell that to the adults. Every action has a consequence. So if you are big and brave to go ahead and deal with the action, well, then you're going to be big and brave and going to have to deal with the consequences. But what I have learned, and this is what I have learned because this is what makes sense to me. We are all individuals. We're going to learn different things, although we're under the same clouds, the same sky. But each individual will intake something differently. The Bible used to be something that I read on a regular basis. I tried to build my life around the Bible because to me, that's what I was believing was the right thing. That is how we were supposed to live. I am not saying that you should not, abide by the Bible. The Bible is a very important book that lets us know about our history as far as God and Jesus and so forth. Now, depending on what color you are, you're going to have a different history. Each person's going to have a different history anyway. But I'm just simply saying that I now look at the Bible as a tool, as a roadmap, because as a body, I look at the Bible as a body. And if you look at how the body goes through different things, you get colds, you get fevers, you get upset stomachs, you get different types of things in this physical body as we live here today. The Bible is a guide to let us know what is to come, or why things are certain things. So as the body gets colds and different things, or you have to go through different types of things throughout your life, the Bible is a book that has different books in it, and those books can represent. And this is I'm giving you a different way to look at it. I'm not taking away from what you already learned or whatever the case might be. I'm just saying, for those that are seeing things in a different light, or as other people say it, as the veil is lifted, as you are beginning to see what is really going on and how life is, or what you weren't taught, because the Bible has books that's been taken out of the Bible. So you can't just take the Bible and say that's it, because it was bigger than that. I think, and don't quote me on this, they said there were 80-something books, and now there's 66 books, and a chunk of that has been removed. Do not quote me on the number, do your own research. I'm simply saying, there's things that's taken out, so there's things that we should know but don't know because they don't want us to know. All right, because it was removed from the Bible. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. You still can look at the Bible as a tool, as a blueprint of what is existent already as a human life form. And I said that, you got all the different books of the Bible, Genesis, Revelation, all those could represent, like, if you're looking at the book as a Bible, a cold, a flu, a pregnancy, or, different things that goes on in life. So don't not look at the Bible as a source of truth, because there's a lot of information in there that is useful. There's a lot of information that has helped people get to the point that they are before their eyes have been opened, before they realize what has been going on in the past. So I hope I'm making sense. I felt like I didn't give my last post justice. So I want to come on and just kind of go into detail to where I'm coming from. I like to make you think. I don't want to take anything away from what you already know. I'm here to teach. I want to encourage. I want to bring you closer to knowing the truth and closer to God. Win souls for God. But yeah, that's basically what I was saying now. Because I am living in right now time. And I'm learning in right now time. And as I'm learning, I'm teaching my children. Even if it's just, if there's something that I come across that was not, that I didn't know about before, I'll send that to them so that they can also know as well. I like knowledge. I like learning. And I want to do what is right. Sorry, it's a bumpy road. And I want to teach what is right because I'm going to be held accountable. Because we're going to all have to meet our maker. And we are going to be accountable for what we do in our own lives. Our parents can't sign off for us to get in there, and we can't sign off for our children. You're going to have to do that on your own. So, like I said, every action has a consequence. So I want my actions to lead to positive consequences. I want to give out positive information so that my consequences are going to be on a positive level. Karma is real. For those who don't know, it's real. And karma does not work on your time. It works on God's divine time. It's not going to come when you think. And it's not going to hit who you think it's going to hit. It's going to hit where God feels it's going to hit. But, yeah. Like I was saying, this is just a stroll. I wanted to come on and just say a few things and just to, have a conversation. And I guess I haven't talked much in the past, but now I love to talk, especially if it's going to help encourage other people. Because we all need help, whether we want to admit it or not. We all need help. We all can use help, the right kind of help. Those that really want to help people because they want to see them do better. Another thing too, I don't know if anybody has been feeling like a bunch of emotions, like, or energy. Like you can be real tired 1 minute, and then you can have energy the next minute, and then get back to being real tired. I don't know what's in the air, but every time I feel like that, and it's not my normal self, I look back and I just try to retract my steps and try to see what has caused me to get to that feeling so far. But I do believe that there's something in the air that is have an effect on the people. And it's either too much of something or too little of something. And that's the time when you should either go for a ride, go for a walk, hug a tree, walk in some grass, slow it down, and get back on track to do what it is that you need to do. I watch these videos back and I hear the gas pedal being pushed. And I hope y'all don't think I'm speeding. I'm not. I'm driving the speed limit. It's just my foot is heavy on the gas. But the speed is not going extremely high. It just sounds like it is. But I would like to have done this live, but for some reason, depending on what platform you go on, you can go ahead and hit the button to go live and you're live, or others you got to go and ask a series of questions just to go live. But I made a post on Facebook. We're back into the season of doing a farmer's market in Williamston, Everett's, that kind of borderline area. From 8 to 12 on Saturdays. You can come out and get your live goods. You can come out and get your plants, and we've got your jewelry, handmade jewelry, and other handmade items that's out there. We also have specialty shops where you can get more, you get a larger variety of stuff out there when you have the specialty shops. But we're back in season, so it's going to be on from now until, I think, around August, and then they'll have a few shops after that. But come on in down to the farmer's market. It's near the college in Williamston, North Carolina, 8 to 12. You can find some nice little goodies there. We got Mother's Day's coming up, so there's some things you can get there for your mom, for your loved one. I'm pausing in between because I want to see if there's anything else I need to say. I don't want to make the post off of what I say. I want to feel like I'm led to talk about whatever topics that I'm talking about. But I do know that we are in a time to where everything is going on at the same time. And there's so many laws being passed. I don't know what's real and what's not real. But I do know I put my trust and faith in God, because I'm at peace if I do that. If I sit here and think about everything that's going on, and what's going to happen and what's not coming to us, or what, it's crazy. It's crazy. I do want to say this, and it's a thought that came on my mind. I believe it's here for a purpose. But when I used to read the Bible, I always hear about what, the places they talk about is the faraway countries. But I never heard about the United States in the Bible. And I'm like, why do I not hear? And then when you start watching those movies that was talking about the Bible, like, what's the name of those movies? Kirk Cameron played in. You see him going to places way out, and then you see, like, in certain areas of the United States, but you don't never hear the United States. And I was always wondering, why do I not see that in the Bible? But then now, if you listen to the internet, and this is conversation, if you can clarify anything or, let me know, that's fine. I'm all for learning. But I was always wondering why I never heard or seen the United States in the Bible. But then now that I look at everything now and how they're talking, they're saying that all that stuff took place in the United States. And these other countries were created after the fact. So I threw that out there because, I know I'm not the only one thinking the thoughts that I'm thinking. Although my thoughts might be coming at crazy times. But there's somebody else that's thinking that. Just like I was watching the Post, and you hear about blacks and whites. And somebody of a Hispanic nationality was like, what's going on? Whatever happened to them? The Chinese and the Hispanics and the... Why you don't hear about them going back and forth in the war? Or, between all this hatred. But they were there. They were there. You just don't talk about it. But, as I've learned that, black people, African Americans, were here first. And everything was panned out from there. But like I said, do your research. It's a whole lot of information that's out there. And I'm just trying to cope with it, because some of the information that I'm reading is hitting me really hard. Not to the point to where I'm discouraged. I'm not, because I'm here, I'm living. So whatever I've learned from the past, I have maintained now. So I'm not upset. I'm just trying to calculate all this information. That's all. I will like to take a poll to see who actually watched my videos from the beginning to the end. I know a lot of people just look on there and they click, okay, seen her, and then go. But I'm interested to know who actually watched my videos from the beginning to the end. And if I'm actually helping anybody. I feel like I am. Every now and then you want some confirmation to know that if you're actually helping somebody. And I took the long way. But I guess that's what happened when you talk and drive. But I'm going to go ahead and pause on this conversation until another time. So I hope I said something that was encouraging, uplifting, or even made you think. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. I send love out to everyone. And I send love and God's blessings towards all of the ones who are bereaving or who have lost someone in their family within these past couple of days. So God bless you. Until next time.